Okay, folks, we are back, and I'm for sure you have been waiting. You've not seen this video anywhere else. I know that, right? And you have been waiting all along, all morning, for us to show you the video of Hillary telling us why she lost. So since you've been waiting for it, Sam, let's hear Hillary tell us why she lost.
It wasn't a perfect campaign. There is no such thing. But I was on the way to winning until the combination of Jim Comey's letter on October 28th and Russian WikiLeaks raised doubts in the minds of people who were inclined to vote for me but got scared off. And the evidence for that intervening event is, I think, compelling, persuasive, and so we overcame a lot in the campaign. We overcame an enormous barrage of negativity, of false equivalency, and so much else. But as Nate Silver, who doesn't work for me, he's an independent analyst, but one considered to be very reliable, has concluded, if the election had been on October 27th, I'd be your president. And it wasn't. It was on October 28th, and there was just a lot of funny business going on around that. And ask yourself this, within an hour or two of the Hollywood Access tape being made public, the Russian theft of John Podesta's emails hit WikiLeaks. What a coincidence. So, I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. So, did we make mistakes? Of course we did. Did I make mistakes? Oh my gosh, yes, you'll read my confession and my request for absolution. But the reason why I believe we lost were the intervening events in the last 10 days. And I think you can see I was leading in the early vote. I had a very strong, and not just our polling and data analysis, but a very strong assessment going on across the country about where I was in terms of the necessary both votes and electoral votes. And remember, I did win more than 3 million votes than my opponent. So it's like, really?
I feel a tweet coming.
Well, fine. Better that than interfering in foreign affairs. If he wants to tweet about me, I'm happy to be the diversion, because we've got lots of other things to worry about. And he should worry less about the election and my winning the popular vote than doing some other things that would be important for the country.
I know you just had to hear that, right? So Sam, here's what I want to do. I want to remember this moment, because what I want to do throughout the show in the course of time is I want us to start putting fictitious dates together. Like if the election would have been the 27th, right? She would have won. So from time to time, I'm going to say, you know what? If this was just last week, we'll just pick a fictitious date. Everything would be different. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just be prepared, because I'm going to find some things like that and say, if this would have just been Monday instead of Thursday, you know what I mean? I mean, just saying. Just saying. I mean, we're just going to, like if it would have been the 27th, is that the new trick-or-treat day? Is that the new Halloween? Because I tell you, that's a scary thought. If it would have been October 27th, if only you would have went to vote, I'd be your president. Whew, wow. If only the election was 20, they got scared off. So the WikiLeaks was timed perfect with grabbing a little, just saying. I didn't say it, folks. I didn't say it. The Access Hollywood video, grab a little when you can. Grab a little here, grab a little there. Just saying. And then, hey, WikiLeaks come out with the John Podesta emails. Let's see. Hillary, I think John Podesta and his brother still have interest, or John Podesta's brother, I think they still have interest in Russian business there, okay? The intervening in the last 10 days, okay? Remember, I did win over 3 million votes. 3 million more votes I did win. So, Hillary's out there. She's part of the resistance, okay? Yes, she's part of the resistance, and she's out there, and she is, just think, folks, if it would have just been the 27th, outside circumstances, those outside circumstances. You know, if you stop and think of all the things in life that would have been different for you if it just wasn't for those outside circumstances. So, yes, they're playing that. She still does not remember, or she still will not admit why she lost. Hillary Clinton did not lose because of Russia. Don't want to get into that. She did not lose for any reason whatsoever, okay, other than the fact she did not lose for any reason other than the fact that she was out of touch with rural America, and that's just all there is to it. And I think people were afraid of her way before WikiLeaks. I don't think Clinton was going to win. Now, one thing we did not play there, I just want to bring up. All right, when she says, and I don't think it was in this clip, but she talked about the difficulty. Okay, she talked about the difficulty of the same party winning a third term. All right. And that was highly unlikely. Let me remind her of this, okay? Just because her husband could not launch Al Gore into a term, just because Barack Obama could not launch her into a term, just because George W. Bush could not launch John McCain into a term, let's not forget Ronald Reagan easily launched George H. Bush into one term against Mike Dukakis. Remember Mike Dukakis? Okay. Was he the governor of Massachusetts, I think? But anyhow, one term, Ronald Reagan launched him into that. Okay. And George H. Bush would have won a second term. The only way to put it if he wouldn't have screwed up the first one. So, Mr. President, we have seen the American people hold George H. Bush for read my lips, no new taxes. I'm telling you, you should walk away and not sign that spending bill Friday. And that's not coming from me. I did it Monday morning. 202-224-3121. You call that switchboard today and tell them you do not want your senator, your congressman to vote for that. Okay? Period. Because I'm going to tell you, you sign that thing, no border, Planned Parenthood, just saying, Mr. President, just saying. I've got to set up for another segment that I want to do before we close, and I want to go through some things to put together with Sam before we close the show. So I am going to take another brief break, and we'll come back. We'll come back and close the show. I got to open a couple more pages here. I've got it, Sam, to where I can only, every time I open 30, 40 pages, the computer wants to shut down on me. Now, I am trying to come up with a good reason to buy a new computer.
Open new tab. Like, instead of opening new tabs, open new windows also.
Oh, you think that? Also, I can open the browser more than once?
Yes.
Did I just say, so go to break while you're explaining this whole internet thing to me. Circuit World, brand name merchandise at